Good evening, everybody. It is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. Welcome to Douglas Now Live. I'm Robert Preston Jr. in the Douglas Now Live studios on West Walker Street. Here in Douglas, a few blocks away from downtown. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful evening, wonderful day, and hope everyone is staying warm. We're going to give a little bit of a weather update at the end, but I think most people know what the weather is going to be over the next few days. Cold, very, very cold, and very unpleasant. Couple of stories here tonight. First of all, you can see in our photo here, fire trucks. There was a significant fire this afternoon in Douglas on Highway 158 West, not far from Walmart Distribution Center, Coley Electric, the health department, that area of town. There's a small cargo trailer plant there that sort of sits between Coley Electric, the oil change place, and then the DFAX building right in there. That cargo trailer plant caught on fire this afternoon. Now, I apologize. I do not know the name of the cargo trailer plant, but here's the cargo trailer on stilts here. Or poles at the entrance to the plant, and this is the building back here. This picture was taken just a few minutes ago, right when I came up here, so there are still fire trucks on the scene. The right-hand lane of 158 East in this area was closed. All right, again, this was a pretty significant fire. You can't see much from the front of the building. Most of the damage was done in the back, and it was fairly significant damage. Now, no cause of the fire has been determined yet. It remains under investigation, but it is believed to be accidental. But we do know that when you're dealing with this type of construction, this type of manufacturing, there are flammable materials that they use, and then also flammable materials inside the work areas. So it is not entirely unprecedented to have a fire of some kind. Again, Diamond Builders caught on fire this summer, if you remember that. A lot of smoke, not as much damage, but this fire, there was a lot of smoke, and according to fire department personnel, a good bit of damage. I guess it was around 3:30 when the fire happened. I know I was out and about around town. I was doing some things that prevented me from getting over there, but I remember I was farther west. I was out on the bypass, and I looked back to the east, and I saw the smoke, the black smoke. And my first thought was somebody was burning a trash pile, but then a trash pile doesn't produce that kind of smoke. But that's what it was. Nobody injured. Fire department was able to get the fire put out, but they were still over there as of just a few minutes ago. So if you are out in that area and headed back into town, with Walmart distribution on your left, as you get on up, the right-hand lane is going to be blocked. You're going to see some fire trucks there. They're still working the scene. So you can tell how significant the fire was by the fact that now here we are, nearly 5 hours later, fire department personnel are still there. So again, we will provide you with more information as we learn more. But at the moment, this is what we know. The cargo trailer plant caught on fire. It was an accidental fire, significant damage, but mainly done to the back of the building. So if you ride by, you won't see much on the front. And if you're in that area tonight or even through tomorrow, there's probably going to be some law enforcement and fire presence there. And when I say law enforcement, not because they suspect anything wrong, but given the location, it's a high traffic area, they'll probably still be doing some work there. So if you see emergency vehicles, let me phrase it this way. I don't want to imply that there's anything wrong happened, that it's anything other than an accidental fire. If you see any type of emergency vehicle in that area tomorrow, slow down, get in the left-hand lane, give them some room to do their jobs. But yeah, that was pretty significant. That was a pretty good bit of 158 closed off today while they investigated that fire. City Commission meeting tonight. We will be doing a city commission update. Not a lot of interesting news that came out of the commission meeting, just some fairly standard stuff. But one of the things that the city does during the month of January is appoint a new mayor pro tem. Now, the mayor pro tem stands in for the mayor in the event that the mayor cannot attend to his duties. For example, if the mayor's out of town and there's a ribbon cutting, because when people have ribbon cuttings, they always like to have the mayor there. The mayor pro tem will stand in for the mayor. The mayor pro tem will also run the meetings if the mayor is not there. Now, Mayor Polk does not go out of town a lot. Mayor Polk does not miss very many meetings. So the mayor pro tem does not do a lot inside the city, but you have to have a mayor pro tem. And the city commission votes via secret ballot who the mayor pro tem will be. And Steve Bailey was elected mayor pro tem tonight by the commission. So here's a picture of Mr. Bailey and Mayor Polk shaking hands at the commission meeting tonight. Now, again, we'll have a more in-depth update later on. But that was the big, quick, and easy story out of the city commission meeting. Now, baseball season is here. It certainly doesn't feel like baseball season. The weather doesn't tell us that baseball season is here, but it is. South Georgia State College took to the field on Friday, played Cleveland State from up in Tennessee, played at home, a doubleheader, one game 1, 6-3, one game 2, 10-8. So the Hawks went into the weekend with a 2-0 record. Our picture here, Bryce Marchman, a freshman infielder from Swainsboro, he hit the first home run of the season for the Hawks. He hit a home run in the first inning, in the bottom of the first of game 1. So he also had several other hits, scored some other runs, had a really good weekend. He's a pretty good player. So Mr. Marchman put the Hawks into the home run column for the first time this year. The interesting thing about game 2 is the Hawks were trailing by a pretty good bit. They were down 8-1 after 4 innings, and you're starting to get into some run rule territory when you fall behind like that. But beginning in the bottom of the 5th, the bats woke up, and the Hawks scored 9 unanswered runs to take a 10-8 lead that ultimately held. So yeah, their backs were against the wall big time in game 2, trailing 8-1, scored 9 unanswered and won 10-8. They traveled to Gainesville, Florida today to play Santa Fe College. Down there, the Santa Fe Saints. And Santa Fe's a tough team. Those Florida junior colleges are really tough. They play some really good baseball down there. We play Santa Fe all the time. We'll play them, several more times this year. They'll come up here, and we'll have several series against them before we get into conference play. It did not go well for the Hawks today. Lost 8-6 in game 1 and lost 6-3 in game 2. But Trey Jones, who also figured prominently against Cleveland State, hit a home run in game 2 for the second home run of the year for the Hawks. One thing that's kind of interesting, if you follow South Georgia State College baseball, and if you don't, you should, but this is another unforeseen, or maybe unexpected, might be a better word, impact from Hurricane Helene. The baseball field, now and I'm saying this, but I do realize that Trey's home run was not hit here at home. But one thing to watch as the season progresses, and we saw this a little bit last year, the field, the Hawks' home field here in Douglas, is a really big field. All right, it's 330, I believe, down the left field line, 327 down the right field line. It's 375 in the alleys and 400 to center field. It's a big field. It's a major league size field. All right, and the pine trees behind the field restricted the airflow, and the ball did not carry well. If you hit a home run at that field, you did something. All right, it was a significant accomplishment to hit a home run at there on the campus of South Georgia State College. But what's happened since Helene, almost all of those trees, a significant majority of those trees are gone. So the air moves a little bit better. The ball carries more. So one thing that is more fun to watch because everybody likes home runs. If you're a baseball fan, everybody likes home runs. Pitching is going to win your games. And the Hawks have really good pitching this year. Really good pitching. All right, they've got some really strong arms. Pitching is going to win you games, but home runs are going to bring fans to the park. So we saw more home runs last year. We hope that continues this year. We'll see more. But yeah, we've already got a couple of home runs in the books, just 2 series into the season. So yeah, the high schools will be playing here before long. Basketball season is wrapping up. As high school basketball ends, high school baseball will begin. And also the Hawks softball team is getting ready to play as well. So we'll have some South Georgia State College softball. They were taking a road trip today, so you had the softball team and the baseball team on the road. If you don't follow South Georgia State College athletics, please do so. They play some really good softball, some really good baseball out there this time of the year. It's a great way to spend the weekend. Go out on Friday afternoons, Saturday afternoons when they have home games. You can see some really good baseball here. You don't have to travel. You don't have to go to Atlanta to watch the Braves or go over to Savannah to watch the Bananas play or something like that, or travel to other minor league parks. There's some minor league stadiums around here. You can see some really good baseball right here. Never leave Douglas and Coffee County. It's a beautiful park. And again, Coach Timothy and his staff do a really, really good job. But baseball season is here. We are wrapping up basketball. Baseball is here. Now, one thing I want to mention, I keep getting a lot of messages about this, and we've posted several things on the Facebook page about it. I've talked about it here before. I will continue to talk about it as long as it's a problem, but I hope it will not be a problem very much longer. We thought we had to solve it over the weekend. We're having some issues with the DouglasNow.com website, not the Facebook page, which is where you're watching this right now, but the website. I know that if you go to the website and you click on it, many of you are getting a warning message, all right, big red message that says the website is not safe. The website is 100% safe. We had a situation in November where we got hacked. We got hacked by some folks out of Germany, and they did some damage to the website. We got it taken care of pretty quickly. We thought that we had escaped pretty much unscathed, but we did not. It was a little bit of a delayed reaction, but Google flagged us back earlier this month, maybe 3 weeks or so ago, because of that incident. And it's resulted in a few problems for us. We haven't been able to post stories like we would like to. And then once we do post them, people are not always able to access those stories. Now, the reason that's happened, and if there's a silver lining here, is because our website gets so much traffic. And I want to thank each and every one of you for paying attention to us. Whether you like us or not, people do pay attention to what we do, and we have a lot of traffic to our website, which makes us attractive to hackers. So we are dealing with that. Our tech folks are working around the clock. But as you can imagine, Google, Facebook, those types of businesses, industries, platforms are some of the biggest companies in the world, some of the most powerful companies in the world. But you can't talk to anybody. You can't get anybody on the telephone. So when we have a problem with our website, when we try to contact someone, we can't get them. You have to do online forms and online requests and those kinds of things. And it takes a while to get them processed. Over the weekend, we sent 9 requests to Google to review our website and give us a clean bill of health. Finally, on Sunday, they did. Then found out late last night that we had been flagged again for some reason. I did not post very many stories on Friday afternoon, and I did not post anything through the weekend. I started posting again yesterday. We do have access to the Facebook page, but not the website. So what I'm going to do is what I did over the weekend, is try to utilize the Facebook page a little bit more. I don't like running full-length, long-form stories on the Facebook page. I would rather save those for the website. But quick hitters, links to other stories, things that I think people might find interesting, that may not be directly related to Douglas and Coffee County, we will put on the Facebook page. So continue to check Facebook. Hopefully we will resolve this issue pretty soon. I'm hoping that we get some type of resolution any minute. But I've been told not to post any stories until we get this solved. So if you go to the website, if you want to send me a message, go ahead. My response will be the same. We know there's a problem. We're working on it. We're trying to get it fixed. In the meantime, pay attention to the Facebook page, and we will continue to publish content there. So yes, and it's aggravating. If you've been with us for a while, you know that in 2023, beginning in August of 2023, we lost partial access to our Facebook page. And that was a nightmare scenario that took us several months to solve. And again, people were still able to access the stories and still able to get to DouglasNow.com, but it was very difficult to do so because of the access, the lack of access. And it's the same problem we're having now. We couldn't get in touch with anybody. We couldn't get anybody to help us solve the problems. In that particular instance, all we needed was someone to push a button. Just push a button. All you had to do was do that and restore our access, and nobody would do it. So a click of a button restricted our access. Another click of a button could restore it, but people wouldn't do it, and we had to resort to some drastic measures in order to get our access back, and we finally did. Now, Facebook is not the issue here. It is, in fact, the website, and it's some algorithms through Google because of what happened back in November. So we're working on it. Bear with us. I promise you, it aggravates me way more than it aggravates you. I have stories to run. We've got news out there. We've got stuff happening. I've got messages in my inbox that I can't take care of. And I know people are getting impatient, and I'm getting impatient. So I just want to let everybody know that as soon as we get this solved, we will begin posting as we normally do. Until then, we will utilize our Facebook page to keep content out there, to keep you informed of the news, and to let people know what is going on. Our tower cam, can't see much. It's dark. But when I look at that, it looks cold. It looks cold because it is cold. I like it when the temperature drops a little bit. I like when the edge is taken off of the heat. It gets pretty stifling here during the summer. But when we start moving into the fall, it's still warm, but there's a little something in the air. You can feel, again, a little bit of that edge taken off. I like that. I like it when it's cooler at night, but not cold. This is unpleasantly cold. I do not enjoy it. And it's going to be unpleasantly cold through the rest of the week. On Friday, we've got a 40% chance of rain. One of the things I always like to say is I can be cold, I can be wet. I don't want to be cold and wet. We are going to be cold and wet on Friday, at least at some point. And then it is going to be very cold and very windy on Saturday, a low of 22, high of about 43 or 44 with the wind blowing, so it's going to feel much, much colder than it is. Talking about baseball, I have not looked ahead to South Georgia State College's baseball schedule, but if they have home games this weekend, it's going to be cold out there. And you can even look in here, and I've been outside a little bit today, and my cheeks are a little chapped. So I know my cousin Brian's going to pop up here in a minute and say, we need makeup. Probably do. All right, anybody wants to come in and do my makeup? We'll have a makeup desk and a mirror over here, back over here to my right. But yeah, that's what it looks like tonight when there are no clouds in the sky and it is cold. It is going to be colder. All right. I didn't learn much in my electives at the University of Georgia, but I do remember that with no clouds in the sky to trap the heat, to hold any warmth close to the earth, it all shoots back up into space, and a cold night with no clouds leads to an even colder morning. So yeah, it's going to be chilly. I think I said this when we met last time, January, February, the months that I dislike the most. These ugly gray days that we've had with it windy, rain, mist, they're just nasty. They're unpleasant, and I do not like them. And I want them to go away. Last year, if I remember correctly, March was pretty rough, but I feel like we're getting somewhere when we get to March. There's a little light at the end of the tunnel, but last year, March was a little cool and very windy, which made things a little bit unpleasant too. But again, I'm looking forward to March. The sports season changes. We got some baseball happening. We can watch baseball on TV. So yeah, football season's going to be over with in a couple of weeks. It's practically over with now. One more game left. No, the Pro Bowl does not count, but we have one more football game left, and then we have nothing but basketball until really the spring training games start. But baseball season doesn't start till the first week of April, so we got a couple more months. But anyway, I look forward to March the 1st every year. Winter's not over, but I feel like it gets put behind us. So that's what it looks like tonight around, looking back sort of east, maybe southeast here in town. You can see more lights and see more traffic than you used to be able to see because, again, Hurricane Helene decimated the area around our studio as well. Those are our stories for tonight. Bear with us as we work through our technical difficulties. Pay attention to the DouglasNow.com Facebook page, which most people do anyway. We will continue to post there until our team, which is very capable. I cannot say enough good things about our technology folks. They work feverishly. This bothers them. I told you what's happening bothers me more than it bothers you. It bothers our technology team more than it bothers me. So they definitely want to get this fixed. But we will continue to post content as we always do. It will just be on the Facebook page instead of the website. Once you start seeing links to stories on the Facebook page, you will know that the issues with the website have been fixed, and we will proceed as normally. Thank you, everybody, for streaming. Y'all have a wonderful week. If there's any breaking news between now and Thursday, we'll be back. If not, we will see you on Thursday. Everybody stay warm, stay safe. We will see you next time.